back to my channel. We're here today with a review. You want to say hi to the friends? Of course. There you go. Say hi, friends.
Hi, friends.
We're here today with a review of Tituba, Black Witch of Salem. We're here, friends. We're here to review Maryse Conde's novel Tituba, Black Witch of Salem. This was our pick for the Runwright Reads book club for August, and we chose it because it's Women in Translation Month. Maryse Conde writes in French. She is from the territory of Guadeloupe, which is a French territory in the Caribbean, and yeah, so she writes in French. And this one was translated from the French by her husband, Richard Philcox. Despite the fact that Maryse Conde is from Guadeloupe, and you may expect that all her books about the Caribbean are set in Guadeloupe, this is not. The main character, Tituba, starts her life in Barbados. She is the daughter of an enslaved woman. So this book has one of the most gripping opening paragraphs. She is recounting her origins. She's recounting the fact that her mother is raped when she's traveling from Africa aboard the slave ship. And she remarks that she is born from this act of hatred and contempt and aggression. And in her mind, her mother is not able to recover from what was committed against her, and so she doesn't love her. So she grows up thinking that her mother doesn't love her. But, you know, as the reader, we feel like we can see different. We can see through what her mother does, that even though she may not feel like she's experiencing her mother's love, we see her mother protecting her. We see the other people who come into her life, her surrogate father, and later a surrogate mother. And what they teach her about life and about love kind of balances off everything else that happens in her life. And this, like I said, she has a surrogate mother. I don't want to spoil too much of this story, but there's another woman who is very present in her life called Mama Yaya, and she teaches Tituba to have this connection with life, with the natural world, with the supernatural world. She teaches her the gift of finding healing through the things that are around you. So what Tituba is able to do is to connect with the natural world and heal people, but she's also able to connect with the supernatural world and provide a bridge between people who are here and people who have passed through this world. And because of these abilities, she is accused of being a witch. And it's interesting because Tituba is confident in her abilities, but she's also moved and motivated by her own natural desires. So she allows herself to be entangled in a relationship, and she ends up in Salem, Massachusetts. Not quite the Salem that we know about, but a village of Salem in Massachusetts, and becomes accused of witchcraft, as we have heard so many other people in the Salem witch trials, if you're familiar with that. So this is a really interesting book. We're seeing this young woman being affected by the people around her, but also what she does to affect life. And Maryse Conde gives us an opportunity to re-examine history that we may see written in other places, but also history that we can imagine. So she gives us connections between Tituba and other fictional characters from literature, but we also see people who are real figures, real historical figures appearing in these pages, and their real stories are also interwoven with Tituba's. So this is a really interesting book, really highly intricately woven book, including history, including historical fiction, including some supernatural elements, but always giving us a place to kind of center on what was happening in the 1600s in Barbados, where Tituba starts off her life, in America, where Tituba spends some time. We get a little bit of the history of the Caribbean, but also the history of America. We are getting a little bit of religion and religious persecution, because some of the characters in this story are Puritans. There are some Jewish characters, but we also get people in the Caribbean, people who were enslaved, people who were colonizers. There are a lot of characters that come in and out of this story, and so it's a really rich and diverse experience. Tituba is young, she is naive, and we see her character arc showing showing the elevation that can happen, showing some of the mistakes that women make because of their own desires, their own interests. But not just women, just people in general. There's a lot that happens in this book. It's pretty short. The novel actually ends before page 200. There are a lot of historical notes. There are interviews with the author in this edition. So this is a really rich experience, and I highly recommend it. If you haven't yet read Maryse Conde, check out this book. If you're looking for, wow, there's a bee. If you're looking for a book that gives you a little bit of a lot of things, whets your appetite for more. It doesn't feel like it's rushed. It doesn't feel like it's sparse. It just feels like after you read this, there are lots of places that you want to go do some research, maybe read some nonfiction, maybe read some other novels. Lots of connections to be made. And it will whet your appetite for reading more, for exploring some nonfiction about the history of the Caribbean and also the history of America during the 1600s. I feel like it makes you want to learn more about the interaction between the Christians, the Puritans, the Jews, and all the people who surrounded them in New England in the 1600s. I feel like you'll want to read more about the Salem witch trials. I know I do. So yeah, highly recommend this novel. Highly recommend Maryse Conde's writings. This is, I think, my 4th or 5th book that I'm reading from her, and I just want to read everything that she has published. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed listening to me. I don't want to tell you too much about the book because I want you to read it for yourself. And yeah, let's chat when you do. Say bye to the friends.
Bye, dear friends.
Oh, you have to come up a little bit so they can see you. Say bye, friends.
Bye, friends.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I love you.